So I hope everybody has their cocktails ready for our first episode of Crime Tales. In this episode of Crime Tales, we'll be taking a look at the disappearance and murder of Frank Little Jr., former OJ's band member. And for those who don't know, my name is Leslie, and I'm a licensed private investigator in Longview, Texas, and I own my own investigation firm. So let's just jump right into it. So, very little is known about the events that led up to the disappearance of former OJ's band member Frank Little. But what we do know is he was a very talented songwriter and guitarist whose life was tragically cut short. So, Little went missing in the late 1970s, but that was until someone discovered his skeletal remains behind a business in Twinsburg. Then, 40 years later, in 2021, his body was identified using DNA analysis. Frank Little, also known as Brother Rabbit, lived in an apartment with his wife, Rochella Womack, and son, Frank Robinson. He would work different jobs to make ends meet, but that still didn't stop him from picking up his guitar and writing a song. Mr. Little wrote many songs with the OJs and also played a guitar alongside his band members. That was until his disappearance in the late 1970s. So there's been a lot of speculation to what happened to Mr. Little, such as drugs, crime, being sacrificed to the Illuminati, etc. But we are going to stick to the facts. According to witness testimony, Little was going to go confront a neighbor that he worked with doing some odd jobs about money that he owed him. It's not clear if he went to go and address that neighbor or not, but we do know he was heated because he owed him money. So the police interviewed Frank's son, and he says that he recalls the night his father disappeared. He said, and I quote, "I was home with my mother when there was a knock at the door. My mother told me to get into the restroom. I remember hearing the door open and thinking it was my father, but when I emerged, I never got the chance to see who that man was, nor have I seen my father since." In my head, it makes me wonder, like, was the family really concerned, about Frank disappearing? And I did a little bit of research. And the family actually did an interview before, and they said that Frank disappearing was actually a normal thing. He would go MIA sometimes whenever he get a little bit too stressed out. That wasn't until 1982 when a 16-year-old boy named Jonathan Lawrence discovered the skeletal remains of Frank Little. Part 2.